Hey there smartphone fans, welcome back to Smartphone Wars for another Xiaomi Mi A2 video. I hope you've already watched my initial Xiaomi Mi A2 review, which is up and contains all the basic and first impressions stuff on it. And I hope you also watched my Mi A2 full-blown, detailed gaming and battery drain review, and if you've watched that, you know what's coming next. Today I will be solely concentrating on Mi A2's cameras. So if you want to know how good are Mi A2's cameras and how they compare, keep watching, and as always you'll find out. The Mi A2 on the surface first look looks like the same camera configuration as a lot of really flagship devices. That is because it really is. Apart from the optical stabilization, which is missing, it has two separate sensors and they're both for different situations. So the 12 megapixel lens is for shooting your main photos like your daylight photos and stuff, and there's an additional 20 megapixel dedicated low light and depth of field sensor, and there's also the same sensor is used for the front camera. So there's three Sony sensors, the IMX486, the IMX376 combo on the back and the IMX376 on the front. So pretty high-end cameras. There is no optical stabilization, but the phone does have electronic one. Picture taking shutter speed is amazingly fast, full-blown camera experience. HDR shots are taken instantaneously. Even in low light situations, the shutter speed does not slow down at all. You also get a full-blown manual mode even with the peaks on and off, and this is something that very few phones offer, which makes it much easier to use the manual focus in situations. But how is the picture quality? Macro shots, really good. The IMX486 is a super fast shutter sensor and produces amazing level of detail. Even if you go into a slightly low light situation, doesn't matter what you're shooting, greens, reds, yellows, they just look great. I mean, you rarely see a less than $500 phone producing shots like this. The Mi A2 is currently at around $250–$260. I don't think any camera can get a better shot. Moving on to landscapes, the situation remains the same. Blazing fast shutter speed, really good dynamic range, the contrast is good, the color saturation is very lifelike, there's no oversaturated colors here, and it tries to actually show you what the camera represents. So the IMX486 here, again, when using daylight shots, is absolutely massive. Just look at how well it handles shadows and detail. Almost no detail is lost in the background where you have a lot of objects in front of you, behind you, or even if you're shooting with the sunlight in front or behind. Again, moving objects, absolutely no problem. There's no jitteriness, there's no blurriness when shooting a moving object as well in good lighting conditions. And the sensor doesn't falter at all when you're shooting directly against the sun. Even if you don't see anything, the sensor does, and it takes a good photo. There is a slight thing that I want to add here. The HDR could be doing a better job with these shots. These are all HDR shots, but again, it's more lifelike. Low light shots, switching to the other sensor, again, a flagship worthy. Even without optical stabilization, they're still very good low light shots. Moving on to the portrait mode, almost perfect. There's nothing really I can add here. 1, 2, 3 subjects, the camera focuses on them quickly and makes the best even if they're moving and not holding still. So portrait shot experience is as good as your iPhone 8 or Samsung S8 or even better. So again, excellent for the price. Moving on to indoor and even low light shots. When there's too many light sources, I can see there's a bit of overexposure for the light, but that is rarely noticeable. Again, plenty of details to be retained, very low amounts of noise in low light shots, and almost no blurry shots if you hold the phone steady. It's quite rare that I see such a good camera phone at below $500, and this is it. This is the quintessential camera phone. So if you want to get something that does great photos with the rear camera and you don't have a high budget, the Mi A2 should be number one on your list. Moving on to the front camera, again, it uses the same sensor as one of the rear cameras for the low light, and you can tell that it's not meant as a front camera sensor to begin with, because it's not as wide as people would like, but you can still get like a really decent group shot, and the photos do look really good. Once you enable the portrait mode, they look absolutely amazing, and they're even okay in like super low light situations. And if you don't like that, there is a flashlight for the front camera, and it really makes a difference here. Moving on to video quality, the phone can shoot 4K video, and the video looks really good. The electronic image stabilization, although not as good as optical, is still much better than having no stabilization at all, as you can see. And you can even zoom in a few times to quite a good extent and still retain so much more detail than it would with any other phone. I would still wish that Xiaomi actually improved their sound quality, because the noise reduction is not the best one I've seen. There is slow motion feature, and it's pretty decent, pretty good for the price, considering that Xiaomi are offering that, and it's probably a bit better than all of the competition, but it's definitely not flagship worthy like, say, the photo quality of the camera. It's still definitely usable, as is the front camera video, but again, it suffers from that noise cancellation thing. To conclude, Mi A2 is bar none the best photo quality camera phone at this price. If you want a great camera phone at below $300, just buy the Mi A2. It's absolutely sensational. The video quality leaves something to be desired, but overall the phone is really impressive as a camera phone. And not only in quality but in features. You can buy the Mi A2 from the link in the description below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe for more honest reviews like this.